Okay, I'm just going to open up my Inkscape. I have a blank document set up. Uh, you're not going to need to know how to draw anything for this illustration. We're going to use basic shape to construct a character. So I'm going to start with a square. I'm going to use a color for the face, which is this. So this is the color for the face. And then I'm going to go on this node here and around the corner, but there we go. I'm going to use control and use the mouse wheel to zoom in. And then I'm going to draw another kind of square like this around the face. And then I'm going to change the color to this blue. Then I'm going to send it behind using this lower key. Bring it down a bit. Right, that should align perfectly. Then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw another square like this, a bit bigger. As you can see, this rounded corners is on, so I'm just gonna round it slightly. I'm going to align it to the center. Snapping is on, which is getting annoying. I want to just turn this off. Now I'm going to select both. Go to Objects, Align and Distribute. Make sure last is selected. And then Align Vertical Axis. Right. And what I'm going to do is click once here and see this arrow while holding shift, drag it out a bit like this. Okay. I'm going to drag this up. Right. And then I'm going to create another shape. I'm going to create another rectangle like this. So let's do that. Change the color to this pink skin color. Then I'm going to just put the snapping on so I have it against on like this. Right. And we go to Edit, Duplicate, while holding Control, drag it to this other end and snap it to the edge of the side. Okay. Now I'm going to put the snapping off again. I'm going to create another square, a rectangle, drag it like this. About this side should be fine. And then just round this off like that. And then I'm going to select this blue color palette. Then we'll go to the selector tool, click once to get the rotation handles. Let's rotate it this much. Okay, wait, I'm just going to rotate it like this first and bring it on here. And then I'm going to go Edit, Duplicate. Then I'm going to use this flip like this to get it to go the other way. Like that. That should be fine. But I'm going to rotate it this way. That should be fine. And then I want to take this, use this up arrow, raise to the top. I'm going to have it like this. Something like this should be fine. I'm going to delete this one. Well, just delete on the keyboard. Select all of these three. Edit, duplicate, use this flip like that. Then just bring it over like this here. Make sure it's fine. That should be okay. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use the rectangle tool and select like this black color. And then I'm just going to hold this like this. Something like that. Okay, I'm just going to delete it. I want it more from the top here and then drag this rectangle down like this. Okay. We'll select that there. Selector tool. And then I'm going to go lower to the bottom like that. I'm going to go Edit, Duplicate, hold Control and drag it so it's the same, it does not move incorrectly. And then I'm going to lower it down. Right. Now that we have this tool, this is going to be like a handle bag for carrying the bag, like, you know. So I'm going to create the bag itself in the back like this. Just gonna put a square, select a tool, send it right to the bottom, like this. That should be okay. I'm just gonna double click and then round it upwards. Okay, here we go. The head seems to be a bit too big, so I'm gonna hold Control, Shift, and then drag it a little smaller like this. I'm gonna bring it down. That should be okay. Next, I'm gonna take a rectangle like this. I'm gonna change the color to this darker color. I'm gonna hold Control and zoom in with the mouse wheel. Click once on this thing, and then rotate like this. And I'm gonna set it to the back like this once. I'm gonna go Edit, Duplicate. I'm gonna use this to flip it. Send this to the back. Right. We have that. We're gonna go with the eyes next. And create another rectangle like this. And then I want to go to Object, Fill and Stroke. And then I'm gonna just make this white, like this, drag this to the white. And then I'm going to click off this. I'm gonna create another square like this and make it to this black color. Right? So I'm gonna select both, go to Objects, Group, go to Edit, Duplicate, and hold Control and drag it to the right. Next, we're gonna go here and drag another rectangle, but we're gonna make it a little darker red, like this. And then I'm gonna draw another rectangle on top of this rectangle, like this, to get a nose. Don't worry about the mouth, we'll do that last. And as for the hair, this is what I'm gonna do for the hair. The hair, I want to make it maybe yellow or orange, I'm not sure. So we're going to do this for the hair. Something like this, and a square we'll drag. And then I'm going to just round it upwards. Send this to the back of the head. I'm just keep lowering it like this. Lower it again. Right, that should be fine. But I'm going to change the color to maybe something like this, yes. And then I'm going to use the oval here. And just bring this like this. And just drag it up a little. Just to give it like a kind of a hairstyle. Alrighty then. Next, I'm going to use a square. I want to bring it in the center like this. I'm going to take away the rounded corners. So I'm going to select this corner sharp thing. And then I'm going to select this light blue. Then I'll send it to the back like this. Not sure. Okay, I got a square here. So I'm going to send this blue square to the back of this. Right. Now I want to put the snapping on so I can get it exactly where I want it. So it snaps onto this bottom like that perfectly. But what I want to do next is unsnap it and hold Shift and drag this together to get it most center. And next I'm going to use the rectangle tool like this and do that and select the skin color. And now I want to change the skin color to a darker one. Send it to the back like this. Make it smaller. Alrighty. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, now as you can see, we have the body and the face. Now we want to create the legs. Okay, so I'm just going to drag a rectangle downwards like this. Make it nice and thin and long. Use this black color. Then I'm going to select a tool, send this to the bottom. Then I'm going to go to Edit, Duplicate. Okay, wait. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to create this leg and then I'm going to duplicate it. So I'm going to just drag on all of this, move it more to the top. Right. So what I'm going to do here is you're going to create the leg, the skin. So I'm going to use this rectangle like this. Make the skin color. Send it to the bottom. And now we're going to select another rectangle like this to send to the... So we'll use that blue. And then we'll send it to the bottom like this. Right. So what I'm going to do is... I'm going to put a circle here. Let's make it that's black, like this. So what I'm going to do is select both the shapes here. And then I'm going to go here to the shape builder tool. First, you're going to select on this first shape and then the second shape. And as you can see, we've got these two shapes. Now I can select to the selector tool. See, now we have these two perfect shapes. And next I'm going to draw another rectangle here like this. Then I'm going to send it back. That's fine. Now we're going to draw more rectangles. And we're going to make this white. As you can see, my color wheel is here. I'm just going to adjust this like this. Go to edits, duplicates, edits, duplicates. Right. Now that we have our shoe, we select this like this and this leg. Go to object, group. And then we're going to send it to the bottom. We're going to go to edit, duplicates, bring it over to this side. Somewhere here. Send it to the bottom. Okay, now we have the two legs. If you want, you can add it another rectangle like this, but change this rectangle to that black and then send it to the bottom. That should be fine. Okay, now we have most of our design done. Now we're going to add the mouth. I'm going to add here the mouth. I'm going to click here with the pen. I'm using the pen tool. Click here and then click here and then drag upwards like this. And then I'm going to hit enter on the keyboard. As you can see, there's a fill here instead of a stroke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the fill off with the X. And then I'm going to hold shift and click on this black color here so I can get the stroke. Here we go. Finally have my stroke. As you can see, I got my mouth. Next, I'm going to do this again, but here I'm going to click, and then drag downwards with the mouse. While I'm holding my click, I'm dragging it downwards to get this arc shape. Press enter. Now I want to change the color, hold shift and click on this color to change the stroke color. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to send it to lower to the bottom. Okay, edits, duplicates. I'm going to move it here. Sorry, I flipped it already, and then I'm going to slow it. Okay, we got some details there. Next, I'm going to take the stroke here. We're going to click here and just drag up like this and press enter. But I want to change the stroke color to this dark black color. Hold shift, click off it. Now I just want to adjust this, move it upwards like this. Right, just to add some details. Then I'm going to click on this, edits, duplicates. I'm going to flip this here. And I'm going to bring it over to this side. Right. Next, I'm going to do this here. I'm going to click here, bend this slightly, like this. Click here, do that there. Then I'm just going to click. Okay, I don't sure how to explain this part, but just click 2 points and press enter. Right, and now I'm going to select all these here while holding shift on each object. Go to objects, group, edit, beeping it. I want to flip it. Just bring it to the other side. Okay, just to make it look like it's a hands or whatever. I'm not happy with this mouth. I just want to adjust it. Go to the edit nodes tool. Bring this here. Let's just pull this slightly to the middle. Bring it down. That's fine. And one more thing I forgot to add is the eyebrows. So I'm gonna draw a rectangle here. I'm gonna go to stroke here, put it off, and go to the bottom here and put the fill on. Go to edit, duplicate, bring this here. Right, and the illustration is complete. As you can see, we got this character here. I've went this and I dragged it to the center like this. This guy who used only shapes to create, and what I want to do is I'm going to use the square on the bottom. I'm going to create a shape like this, and then I'm going to select a light color for shadow. Select it, tool, I'll select, send this to the bottom, and we're done. But what I'm going to do when I'm exporting this, I need a white background, otherwise it will be transparent. So what I'm going to do is put this snapping on here using my square tool. I'm going to select here, drag it all the way to the bottom, make sure the sharp corners is on. Go to fill, make this white, and then I'm going to send this to the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to exports, go file, exports. I'm going to name this guy Camper because he got a bag. And then I'm just going to export this down. Okay, let's see what our design looks like. Excuse me for my voice, I still have the flu from last week, so I'm just going to, here's our design. We're finally done.